How many auto transport load boards are there? Can there be 20? Today we're going to look at all the websites car haulers search to book loads, which is a lot, and explore how long new carriers need to wait to haul for these companies. So please ask your questions, say hello, make new friends, and network with the best on ATI Auto Business. What's up, ecosystem? Welcome back to Industry Logistics on ATI Auto Business, where everyone learns more about the automotive industry. We're talking about car haulers, booking loads, delivering to, well, all kinds of locations. So do help me wish a warm welcome to my co-host on Thursdays, Sue. Can you see me and hear me okay?
I can. Can you hear me?
All right, I can see you. I can hear you. Okay, awesome. So we're talking about load boards. All right. And we'll try to keep this show moving. I know we got a lot to cover, and we'll cover as much as we can. This is the thumbnail of the show, which my thumbnail guy still, like we did the kind of those catchy images where I'm making gestures
fingers
and I don't really like it, but like all the YouTube experts say that's the way to do it. Yeah, whatever. But the point is that these are some of the load boards we're going to look at.
Right.
And over the years, obviously, been making the lists, and I think it's a movement now to know how many load boards are there and what's going on with them, how do carriers stay loaded. And in fact, in the live chat on Tuesday night, because I was saying that you can't build a business, you can't grow to 20 trucks just booking loads off load boards. True or false?
I'm sorry. Say that again.
No, you're good. Can you build a business to 20 trucks by just booking loads off load boards? Do you think you can do that?
God.
Can you imagine?
No, I can't even.
And somebody in the
talking, we're talking 9-10 car haulers? No, never.
Somebody in the live chat said that there's a company that we've actually heard of that does do that, and I thought, well, what are they paying their drivers?
Oh, well.
Right?
There's that, yeah.
That's how you could do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry. Right? I mean, hate to be the bearer of bad news. That's what ATI does. Sorry about that. It's where everyone learns more about the automotive industry. And I guess, it's not all going to be happy talk. It just can't be. That doesn't even make sense. Auto Transport Q4 2019. That was a monumental kind of moment in this search for tech and understanding load board, mobile app, TMS, CRM, auto quoter. And along the way, got to 12 load boards in 2022. And now we're looking at 20. We'll talk about
18.
I know. Okay, all right. Shoot. All right, so Tuesday night I had Mark Grodicke, which is kind of fitting for what we're doing on the load board search. Jay and Mark, backseat conversation. There we are, talking about where are we headed, where we're going. Really, it was an awesome show, and I'm gonna play it. I just launched this short. I gotta share it on LinkedIn, but check this out.
They don't really have a load board. They have an available list of vehicles they want carriers to log on to and take from their available list. It's not a commercial application. A load board is multiple companies posting loads that are available for the carriers, not I have an available list and I hope some carriers log on here and take the cars that I need to move off my available list. That's not a load board. That's an available list.
What an education. I'm telling you that. And I'm going to pause here. So are you hearing what he's saying?
Yeah.
Okay. So it's an interesting point, and I really hadn't thought of it that way. There's a load board and there's an available list. We're gonna, as we go through these top 18, I told Mark I'm still gonna call them load boards, but I was like, okay, so just to confirm that I understand this concept. And you that I love what you're saying. Okay, Central Dispatch is a load board.
Central Dispatch absolutely is a load board.
Why? Tell us why.
They have every load that's available in the industry to ship. They take listings from multiple shippers, dealerships, and brokers, and they're posted and available for carriers. They have loads from everybody. It's a load board. That is a load board.
Okay, so a load board allows other companies to post on their load board, and if it's just a company with loads you can book, it's an available list. Capiche?
Capiche.
Okay. Know your ecosystem. We always encourage that, and we try to help with that, and that's how we become the neutral zone. We'll talk about all companies, fair and balanced, and all that jazz. Hey, did you see this email? New loads available.
Is that something I sent to you?
I think so, or I don't know. I think actually maybe I got it directly.
Okay, yeah, because
and I'm just sharing it because you know how I say,
wrong.
like, if you're sending emails, why don't you just have a website or whatever? And in the age of fraud, you know, if I didn't know better, I'd be like, okay, well, I'm not going to open emails from these guys anymore, right? This looks kind of freaky. I'm just saying it. All right, fine. Hey, oh God, could someone please speak English? Because of the criteria we look with carrier was not mock so.
Yeah.
Oh, that was... Huh, and that's who you were trying to book from.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Jay, that's not cool. Canceled. iDispatch Hub teams up with Highway. Okay, so yeah, I don't even... I brought this up the other day. Do you know what this is? iDispatch Hub and Highway. Is this a freight thing? I think this is freight.
Well, no, because Highway is what, isn't that what RPM uses? Isn't Highway...
I don't know.
Wait, which one's Transport Hub? Wait a second.
iDispatch Hub.
Okay. Highway is either RMIS...
That's a compliance... Highway's a compliance.
Yes, it's like RMIS, but I thought they were the same. Which one owns the same company?
If we're doing this, can you imagine a driver bumping down the road on his iPhone trying to figure all this out? It's great. Jay. Okay,
Highway and RMIS Truckstop are both carrier monitoring tools that provide different types of insights. There we go. That's their definition.
What's iDispatch Hub?
Hey, come on now. I got you the first one.
Bonus question. Okay, so here's where we're headed with some of this too. Is that okay? So this is a load board. 50,000 loads available. Okay, got it. That makes sense. So what is going to happen with all this AI stuff? Will we need to search anymore?
Yes.
And not, we're not replacing all human beings yet. But but we are trying to make it more efficient to find loads. I mean, that would be wonderful. And the first, it's an AI. We talk AI. Everybody jumps off. This is crazy. Well, load notifications are a form of AI, right? It's computerized help to get loaded.
Yes,
all right.
Gives you the stuff, yeah.
All right. And also, another thing that doesn't get talked about. I shared this with you. You know what I'm about to play. I just have to do this.
Now look at this old dumbass shit right here picking up in Florida going to California. 30,000 pounds, 3,000 miles for 4,200. You going way to California for a motherfucking $1.36 a mile. That's crazy as a motherfucker. Let's look at this old dumbass load. See what you gonna make off of it if you was to run this stupid shit. Operating cost for this load gonna cost you $1,400. Fuel cost $1,800. Look at your profit. $884.
Here it goes into the analysis.
You're gonna run across some toes, you know what I'm saying? I don't know how much you're gonna run across, but you're gonna run across
guy knows
some.
his
I don't
numbers.
think this load worth it on the real. I wouldn't go way to California.
You can't write him off. I know you want to, but you can't write him off. This guy knows what he's talking about.
4,200. This load right here is worth at least 9,000. You heard me? 8,500 for sure to go way out there for that old dumbass shit. Let's call him and see if we can get close to this. Hey, how you doing?
Hello. Yeah, I'm doing good, sir.
I was calling about this load you had picking up in Florida going to California. Is still available?
Professional voice.
Yeah, sir. That one is available. Actually, it's 2 picks, 2 drop. Can you do that?
Oh, it's 2 picks, 2 drops.
He's running around the warehouse.
Yeah.
That's why y'all paying 4,200, huh?
He doesn't let
Yeah,
on.
actually, I pushed it for 42, but the best I can do is like 4,300 on this one.
Oh, the
Can you
most.
do that? They are open for Saturday as well.
Oh, so the most you could do is
Guy's reading his
43.
script.
Where all the
Best I
drops
can
at?
do.
Where the picks up? Where all I pick up at?
Sorry?
What are two picks
All
at?
right, he gets into the
Right.
pickups.
You can pick it up the second one tomorrow as
The
well.
guy's saying you can do. You've got
where?
Is
time.
in California. Yeah, both are in California. First in Fontana.
Yeah, this is
Those
great.
two,
Got time.
those two are like how far I gotta drive.
Starts talking about the distance between the pickups and the deliveries.
You mean to tell me you gonna pay me 4,200, man, to do that, man? God damn!
Yeah, sir.
Yes.
That's the ratio here.
It's
Yeah,
what
that's
every
crazy.
carrier
Damn,
wants
man,
to
that's the most
say
you
on
can
the
do
phone.
for me.
Absolutely.
Yeah, like,
You know how many times
every
I wanted to
time.
do
Yeah,
exactly
you can
this?
deliver the second one like on Tuesday. After delivering the first load on Monday, then second one on Tuesday.
I got you. So the loaded miles, 3,000. It ain't 3,000 miles no more. How many loaded
That's
miles?
right.
That is?
He's going
Yeah.
in.
Yeah, like 3,000 miles.
How many-
Total loaded miles.
I'm talking about how many
Vague
loaded
answer.
miles together, all together it is.
Pin him down.
Yeah, I'm checking that.
Wasting time.
Yeah, total loaded miles 3,000 miles.
Oh, it's positive.
Man, I don't believe that, man. I think you trying to jack me, man.
That's
you can't
right.
do like 9,000 for this load?
No, sir,
Hits
no.
him.
I'm so sorry for that.
Who the boss is? Let me talk to your boss, man. See if he'll let me get it for 9,000.
He knows.
Yeah, I can pay you like 43. That's the absolute best. You can
Yeah,
let me know,
I'll give you
right?
$100
All right, I got you. That's what I was trying to see, man. Them 2 picks, 2 drops, man. That load there, it done turned to a whole different load now.
Speaking the truth.
That's
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie to you. This load right here, this a stupid dumbass load.
No problem, sir. I will
No
cover it.
problem,
All
sir.
right, thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
What the fuck?
Man, that guy is awesome. I mean, and he handled it really well. And he let him have it without acting totally stupid. Now, somebody's going to say, well, that guy was totally out of line. No. Thinking that you can continue to take advantage of people in a marketplace. It's just like shady car dealers got repealed because now car buyers could see all the numbers and see what's going on. That's where we're headed. Okay. Now that we've set the tone, are you ready to look at top 20 load
Yes.
boards? All right.
Okay. What do we want to start with? You want to just start with
What-
number 1, which is Central, right?
Yeah, so what we'll do is I'm just going to bring up, this is my my work doc. It's not any more impressive than it was before. Because I honestly don't know. I think you're right. I don't think we can hit 20. I want to.
Not yet, anyways. I mean, well, crap. Now my internet's not working. Hold on a second.
But there are a lot of places. There's a lot of places to get loads. And then there's these email lists. That's why I want them to. And Circle, where is Circle Delivers? Doesn't Circle Delivers? They email all
No,
the
they don't
time.
have a. No, they don't have a. They just have a list. I got an email list.
Just an email. So does an email list count as a load board? No.
No.
Okay. Great. All right. So I'm just gonna
Sorry,
put.
dang. There's another one.
Well,
out.
I know. Well, I don't understand it though. But it doesn't matter if I don't understand it. But I don't understand it.
All right.
uShip, isn't uShip a load board?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. Well,
Yes.
they go on here then. All right. So that's 19. And doesn't TQL have a load board?
No, I
No?
don't think so. I think
Not
I
even
get
an available list?
We get a list. It's kind of like Proficient.
An
You get a
email.
list. Yeah.
It's not a website you can go to.
No, not that I'm aware of. No.
Great. So that's an email. Same
Yeah.
thing with wholesale. They do an email.
Yep. Well, I don't even get a wholesale list. I actually.
How do you know about wholesale loads? They're posted on Central.
Yep.
So I'm at 19. All right. Let's start at the top. Central Dispatch. And let's do this. Everybody knows what Central Dispatch looks like We're also talking about how long it takes new carriers to get signed up.
I think it's taking anywhere from 2 to 3 weeks, is what I was told the last time.
Oh, really?
So, which is better than what it was, several
Huh.
years ago, which was taking, 6, 8 months. So,
Now, that's a good point in that we had varies by broker, but you have
Right.
to get signed up with Central before you can do anything.
right.
And
Yeah.
that
For
takes 2 to
transport
3
too.
weeks.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Yep.
So, yeah, that's good. We'll do that. Let's do this. I don't want to jump too fast. Central Dispatch is number 1. Let's check how many loads they've got right now. Go ahead and take the screen when you're ready.
Okay.
Okay. And then I can also say hello to the live chat. I hate it when I don't get around to that.
That screen.
I feel bad.
Okay. I want to make sure it's showing the right screen. Is it the
925,
28,000?
Elena, Chris. Let's see here. Yes.
Okay. So right now, and now keep in mind, this is all to all with 3 days, no other parameters. And we have 28,017, which is not very good at all. And we haven't done really, we used to do it every week. I think the last time we checked, I want to say it was about 36,000, something like that, anywhere between 34 and 36. Anyways, and if anybody can tell, this week has sucked big time, because it's been pretty horrible. So it's been a struggle to keep anybody loaded, whether they're new or old. It's been pretty bad. And I've talked to my other dispatchers and they're having the same problem. Now, what's the next one on the list, Jay?
I want to say, and isn't that normal? That's the mid-July blues.
Yeah, this is when things start to get real, shall we say.
Oh, man. And going into
Yeah.
August, it isn't any better.
No, this is when
No.
things start going downhill from this point forward, and it's never gone really uphill since January. So we're just going from one dive to another dive, basically. And it was like
Yeah.
this all last year too.
Well, and so let me I'm going to share this too as we talk about that. Pause on the loads for a second. I'm going to take it'll stop yours. I'm going to share this because this was in the news. I wasn't going to go much further on the news, but look at this. Layoffs. There are layoffs.
Wow.
This is just one company.
Fleet drivers.
Yeah.
And this is just one company.
This is just one company. So, yeah. Things
That's
are,
crazy.
and I think the market's tight, and it's not a surprise. A year ago, economists were talking about a tightening market because of inflation,
Yep.
right?
And you got your interest rates that are astronomically
I
high.
was going to say that exactly.
I mean, here's the thing. You have perfect credit, and I'm still getting a 9%. So can you imagine what
That's
somebody
nuts.
with bad credit is going to
Oh
pay?
my God, it's crazy.
Yeah, you're probably closer
That's-
to the 20%, right?
And so that's why that's why I was surprised those used truck sales were up, because I have a hard time believing for everybody getting out, there's another one getting in. But
Oh,
I
you mean
guess
like-
you got to do something, right?
Are you meaning for
Car hauling.
car haulers?
Yeah. So
Well,
I don't know.
and I mean,
you can
let's
take
be
the screen
honest,
back
a
when you're
lot of
ready.
them are still watching what's on there. And this is what happens. They see stuff on YouTube that people are saying they're
Well,
making gazillions of dollars. They
but if
still
they-
look at that.
Well, but if they watch that guy on TikTok looking at those
Yeah.
loads, right?
Yeah, then you
Then,
wouldn't.
exactly. Now you're going to
Yeah.
get a better idea of what you're really facing.
Yeah.
I just wanted to point that out. Do me a favor, take that screen back. But I'm not
Okay.
surprised the loads are down. I'm not surprised things are tight. I'm also not trying to be, I'm not trying to be negative. You know, Jay, why? No, I'm trying to be real. This is real, right?
Right.
You get there's a million places to get Kool-Aid splashing. There aren't many places to get real information. Sorry, it's 2024. That's what's happened. Okay. So, Central Dispatch, legitimate load board, has loads from all different companies. Isn't this where most loads funnel into Central Dispatch at some point? 2 to 3 weeks to get signed up. Do me a favor. Let's go to Super Dispatch. Let's
Okay.
check their volume right now. And make a note of this. Okay.
They are at 7104.
That's pretty good for a down.
I think last time we looked on
Man.
there, like 9,000. So they kind of, I think they run between 7 and 9.
Okay, so
roughly.
they are now, if Central Dispatch is 100% top of the market, so Super Dispatch is now hovering around 15 to 20% the volume of Central. That's pretty good. No one's ever reached that. That's pretty interesting. I mean, yeah. Would you agree with that? Nobody's ever come this close.
No, I don't think so either.
Never. I've never seen
'Cause
that.
that's basically what almost a third, right? If we go by.
Well, I'm estimating, I'll say almost a quarter. Right now it's a quarter.
27. Yeah.
But normally it's maybe a fifth. But still, that's impressive. No one's
Yeah.
ever gotten within a tenth.
No.
So,
True.
very interesting. And so to get signed up with Super Dispatch, what's the deal there? Do you have to wait?
Well, you have to, usually you sign up online is what I would recommend, and then they ask you to send all your documents in. I'm not sure what it says when you go in there right now. Let's go in. It'll show me.
Because I had that it was no wait time. Elena says, okay, we got ACI. CarriedAway is now on the list. Yeah, and so actually the word from ACI is that they're not prepared, they're not ready to do their full launch yet, but they're working on it. So that's what you needed to know. And this is what I've been saying to everybody. If you got something to say to the marketplace, let me know. I'll help you get the word out. Whatever. Recently what? There's been an increase in oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, the fraud alert thing.
I know, I read that.
Normal thing.
Crazy. I think, isn't that wild that they've got that on their homepage now? Like, for quite a while we were saying,
Yeah,
man,
it's been on there for a bit. Yeah,
yeah.
couple months at least, maybe longer. something like
Let's see. Also spoke with radio auto dispatchers. They seem to have been replaced with overseas dispatchers. Ooh, did you know that? Did you know that radio auto transport dispatchers have been replaced by an overseas dispatch? I mean, that's just I think.
Where did you see that at? I
Well,
mean,
that's what
don't
Elena
get me
says.
wrong. I totally believe it because if you've ever talked to any of them,
See, this
Most
is where
of
it gets hard. This is where it gets hard. We're speculating, so that's not a fact, but in today's marketplace seems quite possible. And it's not that there's anything wrong with it, but carriers can find it frustrating. Central Dispatch has a lot of duplicates. Now that's interesting. BGA says Central Dispatch has a lot of duplicates, but Super Dispatch doesn't. And it seems like it's being talked about that on Super Dispatch, they do a pretty good job of monitoring what's on the load board. What do you think of that?
I think they definitely do a better job than Central does, for sure. I don't know. I mean, it's a big job to do all of that. I mean, I get it. The one thing I will say too, and like when somebody doesn't pay or something like that, you can get in contact with them. They'll work on it. Whereas Central, you might as well forget it. They do nothing with helping getting you paid, filing against a broker bond. Pretty much, they will tell you we're a load board. That's it. Whereas Super Dispatch helps with all those situations. They also, I think, take better care as far as monitoring whether there is insurance that is accurate and current, and same thing with broker bond information for the brokers. So I think they do a better job when it comes to all of that stuff, for sure.
Number three is ACERTUS. Let's go check out ACERTUS.
Okay.
Now, according to Mark's logic, ACERTUS would be an available list. Because it's only ACERTUS loads, right?
Right. That's a list. He's right. Yeah.
Yeah, it is interesting. So we're gonna check. Okay, so we want to
I
know.
have to get in every time, so hang on.
Yeah, I know.
They've created this new
The-
password thing, so
Which is, it's only
I don't
frustrating.
mind it.
Yeah,
It's only
it's
a
good.
pain because we
know.
handle so many people.
I know. I can
But
imagine.
other than that, as a safety feature, I think it's fantastic. It needed to happen.
It does. It needs to be everywhere, unfortunately. Now,
Yep.
ACERTUS is also known as MetroLoads. There will be
Yes.
people that are like, what's ACERTUS? It's MetroLoads.
Yes.
I'm assuming MetroLoads today is in the few thousand loads, and then we're also going to check on how long it takes to get signed up, which I think we found out was you have to go through RMIS Truckstop.
Yes, you do. And that's where we got hung up. Oh, let me show you my page. You lost that there.
All right, go ahead.
That's where we got hung up.
And go ahead and share when you're ready. Sometimes I pull it back because you're talking, and I want to hear what you're saying.
Let's see here. So once we got through that hang up, we were on, and I think most people can get on to MetroLoads within, 2 or 3 days. I don't think it normally takes that long to get on there.
Oh, good.
I will say when you first set up, and I have noticed this every single time I set up a person, if you do not, when you take your first load, watch it because they always, for some reason, put you on the very first load is a check. And you can go in and change it. You got to go in there and do that. And I don't know why, because when I sign up, I always ask for the 3% ACH and give them my check information, the voided check, all that information. But for some reason, every time it gets switched. I don't know if there's a glitch in there, but watch that when you do that because most people want their money faster and, for obvious reasons. So just watch that when you take your load because it will come up the very first time and say ACH, or no, it won't say ACH. It'll say check in the mail for a certain percentage quick pay. Go in and switch it. There's a way to go in on your account to go switch all that stuff.
Okay.
All right, let's go to the load board. How did we do this the last time?
Is it search? Is it?
Yeah, we'll just go search the whole thing.
How did we?
That's my loads. Hold on. We got to go to search.
Search loads.
All right. 1,468 loads.
Okay, so now, it's interesting. We're only on the third, and we've dropped significantly, which again is why Central Dispatch pretty much is the load board that everybody talks about, thinks about. But I think I would say if you're a large size broker, you should have at least an available list. I would think.
I would think because and
why
here's
wouldn't
the
you?
thing.
I don't know actually.
Especially during. There's certain times of the year that's hard to move loads too. It's like the exact opposite. Right now, it's not. As soon as I put up a load, it's usually gone as fast as it comes up, unless it's just a weird one or something like that.
So, I'll say that. Okay, let's say you're a big company,
Mm-hmm.
and ACERTUS has their list, so I can talk about this because it makes sense.
Yeah.
But I can think of other very large brokers that, okay, you want everything digital anyways. Your loads are in your system digitally, right?
Right.
You're contacting carriers to move those loads. Why wouldn't you just have a URL with your available list that you give to carriers to check your loads? Why wouldn't you do that? I still can't figure that out. Even Reindeer Logistics has one of those, or did.
Yeah, I don't know.
But
they're using Super Dispatch now, so I don't know.
Well, so they're putting them on Super Dispatch, just like many put it on Central Dispatch, but you still have your internal list digitally that carriers can check. Yeah. And this leads us down the path of building dedicated lanes with carriers, because if a broker can help a carrier build their business, it's symbiotic. It helps the broker and it helps the carrier, which the whole point is to serve the client.
Right.
Anyways. Metro Logistics getting set up. Oh, good. We said 2 to 3 days. Let's go look at, do me a favor. Show us RMIS Truckstop for anybody that doesn't know what that is. There will be a carrier that watches this video from beginning to end because they just got in and they want to know what are the top 20 load boards.
Okay, so this is the Truckstop RMIS.
And share your screen when you're ready. A new
Oh,
transport
shoot,
has
sorry.
flooded Super Dispatch with loads that aren't being dispatched.
If that's Alina, she is so right.
What?
Or
Why
they've
would you
already
do
been
that?
dispatched.
What is that?
I
Oh,
Yeah.
they're already dispatched?
They're already dispatched or they were never any good. I mean, that's what, and you request them on Super, you cannot get them to answer you at all. And then, of course, it's the usual thing where you have to call repeatedly over and over again to get through to them. And then you find out, no, they've been dispatched. And sometimes it wasn't just a little while ago, and they're still on the board 2 to 3 days later. I'm still looking at some of them.
You've been talking about this company for so long.
Yeah.
It seems like there must be something going on.
Well, here's the thing. They pay well.
Understand.
You
They
can't
do?
complain about that.
Okay.
The only thing you can complain about is you have to verify. Sometimes their loads have already been picked up by somebody else they've already dispatched to, and they didn't.
No, I'm not a fan of that. Listen,
Yeah.
if the driver gets there and the load is gone, that is so messed up.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Especially after you verified it. And what's sad is
worst.
you shouldn't have to verify it 2 hours before the driver gets there.
No,
You're verifying it as soon as you get
Are
it.
you kidding?
Right, exactly.
I've never
I don't know
had
if you
to do
remember.
that.
Do you remember? Okay, RPM used to do this.
Wow.
When they were doing a lot of, was it Carvana cars? I think they were Carvana cars, or maybe did RPM used to do Carvana cars before Carvana?
You know what? True.
Was it CarMax?
No, it's true.
CarMax.
RPM used to. It could be one or both.
I think it's CarMax. I think it's CarMax. So.
But Carvana loads used to be. Was it Autotransport.com? I think it might have been. Back in the day.
We're talking about, no, they were doing
2019, 2018, right?
Yes.
You could
That's
get
the
Carvana
company that
yes.
they had been in business for like 20 years. Their family had started the business.
Autotransport.com.
And they got screwed over because they didn't get paid from a big, huge company. And they switched all of their stuff to United Road. Was it Carvana? Was it? Dang.
It could have been. It's hard.
I really want to say it might have been CarMax. But anyways, either way. Back in the day, probably about 3-4 years ago, that's not really back in the day, but anyways, when you would get a load for RPM and it was at CarMax, and I'm remembering now, it's CarMax for sure. If you didn't call an hour before you arrived and the car had been picked up by somebody else, they wouldn't give you a dry run fee because their cars were constantly either getting picked up by somebody else or they were getting sold, which still, by the way, still happens. But they're through ACI now. So CarMax, you always have to be very careful with because they sell their cars constantly, even though they're wanting them moved. So.
Can you imagine if a customer went to pick up their car and since they didn't call an hour before they got there, it already been sold? I mean, listen, that is so messed up. You know, you can argue that you're covering your bases logistically, but if that is the standard, that is so stupid. I have never, once I verified a vehicle, I want to be clear about this. Once I had verified a vehicle as a dispatcher, never did I have to call back and check repeatedly to make sure it was still there. I have never done that.
No.
And that makes no sense.
And
you
it's
can't,
sad.
Yeah, you can't explain. I can't wait to hear the rationalization on that one.
Yeah.
Except
that was the rationalization was that that's our job. We should be calling an hour. And I don't know if everybody knows, but to verify a car at CarMax is almost near to impossible because you have to go to the business office,
absolutely,
in the inventory,
oh my
and that's
gosh.
if they answer the phone.
I've totally been there. Exactly. You gotta. That is not.
No.
Wow. That's the
crazy.
world we live in. No wonder nothing makes sense. Okay. Let's go to. What's number 4? Oh, ACV. Okay, I've got ACV listed as number 4. By the way, as we go through this list, it's up for debate whether we're right. Is ACV...
Let's go to ACV.
Load board list number 4.
Okay.
And that would be an available list. It's not a load board, it's an available list.
Let's see.
What do we got here?
573.
Damien said they're a good company, but sometimes act like thugs. See? There is only one channel you can get away with that. so funny. I love hearing it. ACV auctions. Do me a favor, Sue. Pull that up for me if you would. Yeah, and Elena likes ACV. Most people do like ACV. United Road, ACI, RPM, Move, CarMax.
Oh.
Double check the loads right before you pick up.
Okay,
Wow.
great.
So you got the memo? That's crazy, though. Tell me that's not crazy. United Road cancels without notice, but AC and RPM let you know it was canceled.
No.
Ah.
They
No?
don't.
No?
ACI does. RPM doesn't. I went to go pick up 2 on a weekend, and they were canceled with RPM that Thursday, and nobody told me. So
Wow.
no, not always true.
Tell me this isn't great feedback. If you work in the corner office on the 18th floor, this is great feedback. You need to know this stuff. ACV's is bread and butter. Okay, we're at ACV. Okay, 573.
73, yeah.
Okay. How long does it take to get signed up with ACV? 6 months?
I believe is what it is.
Whoa. Why is it 6 months? As a new carrier, is that right?
Yeah.
So, okay. Let's go through the scenario. What is it? What do you think 6 months in business means? Does that mean you're finally ready to take care of vehicles the right way? I mean, what does that mean? How does
I'm
that get decided?
assuming,
Yeah.
to me, that means that they think that, yes, that you've had enough experience by then loading, unloading cars, no damages, or if you had damages, they're already over and done with, or you're, something to that effect. But what they don't understand sometimes is that that driver may have been working for somebody for 2 or 3 years. It's not like they're really brand new. It may be their new equipment, it may be their new authority, but most of the guys that I've worked with are not literally brand new, fresh off the press. They have been doing it for somebody else. They decided to go to business, with their own authority. And so I don't know if it's necessarily totally fair to ding a new authority instead of, a new driver. Maybe they should go buy their driver license. How long have you had a CDL?
Well, see, there you go. I agree with you. I think a lot of guys have gone out on their own, and now they're considered new because they have a new MC authority.
Yeah.
And they've been driving for years.
Yeah.
And can a driver plead that case to a company? And I'll tell you what, the pause. I want you to picture in your mind that guy that you really like dealing with.
Right.
At that company.
Yeah.
Can you imagine trying to explain to him? Listen, the guy's not new. He's been driving for years.
Well, I do. I do that.
Does it work?
Yeah.
Okay, well, so that's all you got to need to do.
Well, but it's all about your relationship with that company, of course. That's my thing. I can only do that if I know somebody. Like at JS Transport, I know people there. So, Russ is a guy I work with on a regular basis with all of my other drivers. So I'm like, Russ, this guy is new, but he used to own it. He used to work for another company. He's been doing this for 2-3 years. It's not like he's really new. And of course, Russ trusts me. I'm not going to lie to him about it. If I really thought this guy wasn't going to do it, I wouldn't even ask for the load, just because of the fact of I'm not going to ruin my relationships with these brokers that I've been dealing with for almost 20 years.
Okay, so will we get to the point where a new carrier that's been hauling for 20 years, just has a new company name, can hire an advocate to
Yeah.
go, right?
Is
that
around.
where we're headed?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I do know that anybody new
Dispatch
getting into
lawyer?
this, it's hard. I mean, you better give yourself a good 6 months before you're really truly in it and, getting the loads you need to get loaded with, I guess is the only way to put it. Instead of the leftover crap that nobody else would take, it's kind of like that.
Well, that's actually how, when we started dispatching live,
Yeah.
we talked about load board leftovers. That's
Right.
it. I mean, I made that show like 5 years ago.
Right.
I try not to talk like that anymore. In that, I mean, some of these, a lot of the loads are not leftovers. Some of them are.
Well, Leftovers may not be I mean, it just may be the norm. Let's put it that way.
It
It's
could
not
be.
leftovers
Okay.
anymore.
Well, I
It's
bet a
the
lot of them
norm.
I think are new. Damien has some interesting information, and Damien, I appreciate it because you're hitting right upon what it is that we're talking about. Is yes, we're trying to share information of how to stay loaded, but we're also trying to share information about where'd you get that idea, right?
Right.
Like, and again, how are you going to build a company of 20 trucks if you're just booking loads off the load board? Clearly, it can be done. There's all kinds of things that can be done, but do they make sense? All right, let's go to number 5. Number 5 on our list is Holly. Please take it away, Sue.
Let's see.
Okay, and I'll put
What did you say it was?
a Holly.
Oh, okay.
If we agree on that. I mean, this is where it's going to get real debatable real fast. Number 3 was MetroLoads. And you got to share your screen again because I took it away by ACERTUS. Number 4 was ACV Auctions. Number 5 is Holly by United.
Let's just put anywhere to...
Okay, so, and let me know what you think. And we're trying to get to 20.
5,406 loads.
Wow.
Wow,
oh,
is right.
Man, so we got this one ranked wrong. But how many go, you know,
well,
20 miles?
You're like 50 miles.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, we can't really...
That's the problem. I mean...
do low to high. That's really not going to break it down.
I know.
I mean, look, they even have some on here for $0, so, you know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, how can that
It's hard
be?
to say.
What are $0 loads?
That's a good question.
What?
Newark to Somerville. Do not deliver on the road on any of the roadways anytime. Okay.
I like how much information there is. That's good.
No, it's not even a vehicle on here, so I'm not really sure. That might be something you have to call in on. That might be one of the weird ones.
So maybe 5,000's not the number as we think of it.
5394. It seems like an awful lot.
It just went up 300? All right. Or no. Okay, no. 5406. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. But some people really like, I've seen it in the live chat. Some people really like, I think last week somebody said Holly is my jam, or, and, well, not for Charles.
No.
Charles gives it a meh.
I agree. Very rarely go on.
Well, that's the average. And I mean, that's why I think being number 5, I think we're being nice.
Yeah.
By putting them at number 5.
Yeah.
To get signed up, RMIS Truckstop. Which
that's
I was
part
gonna,
of it.
Do me a favor, bring that up again. RMIS Truckstop. This is a compliance website where if you're new, you gotta. How do you get signed up with this?
Well, you're not gonna. I don't think you're gonna go through here to sign up for United Road. You should be going through.
United Road.
You're gonna go to United Road, and then they have a link for Truckstop.
Okay.
And it's just kind of like way Metro works. You have to do all of their stuff first, and then you follow the link.
Okay.
And I'm trying to.
And
share.
the purpose of this is to vet you. No, I'm seeing it. So the purpose is to vet you. RMIS is a company that vets you on behalf of the broker.
Right.
Which makes sense. It's actually good. It's a third-party professional service. That makes sense.
And they monitor your insurance. If your insurance gets canceled or something happens, they're going to get the notification. Now, I wonder, which we've never talked about this, I wonder if they also monitor the safety ratings and stuff like that.
So I'm thinking that they do. And
I would think. What's the point?
If you work in security, you're looking at different points of data.
Right.
Right? Yeah.
Right.
Your insurance, your safety rating, your double brokering notices or whatever other fraud.
Right, whatever,
do you pay on time, or do your basic things, you have your license, you don't have any outstanding,
anything.
Issues, So that's my understanding of what this is. And this is this the biggest third-party compliance company that we know of? RMIS?
I,
And
yeah.
then Highway is one. It's also
Highway is the other one.
Right. Okay.
And I think maybe Truckstop was originally by itself, and then they combined, so there may have been technically two and then three. I don't know.
You know what I think? I think Truckstop is such a big company now that they acquired RMIS.
Okay.
So it's Truckstop IRM. Yeah. It's like Rand McNally's Atlas, or whatever they say.
Right.
So, and I also think that's what Freight Validate is. Freight Validate is another third party. There's actually another one, Carrier Assure.
There was one that we had on the show a while back, and it would also like check out transporters, and
I know.
It did all of it.
Can't remember that one. I know.
For drivers, like if people wanted to hire drivers, it was for that as well. So.
Yeah, I know.
Because I think we talked about, because I think Charles wanted that information because he was looking for a driver.
Yeah. Well, I think there will be more and more of those companies too. So.
And there may be more, we just don't know about it. So.
Oh yeah, I'm sure that's true too. All right, so let's go to number 6, Ship.Cars.
Okay.
Ship.Cars. Looks like you can get signed up pretty fast, and we're going to check their loads, which is...
And it's two different things. I don't think everybody understands that. But Ship.Cars is a load board. Montway is the broker you want to get signed up with.
Okay. Man, this is difficult every time, and I don't know why. Why isn't it Ship.Cars by Montway? That's what I would... Anyways. All right.
Well, because I didn't we go through this one time, and I think we found out it's not just them that lists cars on here.
So, thank you.
So,
Ship.Cars is a load board, not an available list. Can we verify that? There are other loads on Ship.Cars other than
I think
Montway.
that's what I thought so. Or was that, we were looking at something else? Maybe, hold on, let me
See,
look.
I don't know.
Maybe not, because I'm looking at all the loads right now. Hold on. There's 3,027 loads, by the way.
3,027.
Let me go look. No. You know
Biggest
what?
problem with RMIS.
I think, maybe it's another load board we're thinking about there.
Well, that's weird. Thanks, Mike.
I think this is all Montway.
Well, it stands to...
Yeah.
I mean... So there's going to be somebody new, like, what are you guys talking about? What is this Ship.Cars Montway stuff you're talking about? There's a broker called Montway. There's a technology company called Ship.Cars. They're owned by the exact same private equity firm.
Yeah.
So are they sister companies? And it doesn't matter other than it's hard to understand. We know that MetroLoads is an available list at ACERTUS.
Right.
It's not a question. It's not like MetroLoads and ACERTUS act like they're sister companies. No.
Right.
It's clear. But with Ship.Cars and Montway, it's not clear. We still don't really know. The marketplace doesn't know. It doesn't matter what Jay and Sue think, but the marketplace doesn't know.
And most people, if they're new, are not going to know that either.
Well, and I think that maybe that's the point. Maybe anybody new doesn't need to know that Montway loads are on Ship.Cars.
Well, they do if they want to sign up for it.
So, are you saying to get signed up with Ship.Cars, you got to go through Montway?
Yeah. You have to do both. You have to sign up for Ship.Cars as a load board, but you first have to sign up pretty much with Montway to get approved.
So how does this work? Let's say you go to Ship.Cars. Do they send you to Montway, or do they sign you up using Montway?
You know, I don't know. We know that we got to go to Montway first and do that all first.
Really?
And then you get, your no, you sign up with the load board separately, and then after you get signed up with Montway, then they have to make it accessible. The load board is accessible to you then. That's what I just did with one of my new guys. So I signed up with Montway, got him all signed up and hooked up. We signed up on the load board, but they would not let us actually get loads until they got the approval from Montway.
Okay.
There we go.
I go to, if I pull up Ship.Cars,
it
looks like I sign up through Ship.Cars.
Right. That's the load
So how does
board.
Montway enter the picture?
Well, only because, like I said, I know it's Montway, so you have to sign up with Montway. first. I mean, you can sign up and get a username and password for this load board. You just cannot get any loads until you're approved by Montway to be able to access the actual loads.
Okay.
Like literally, we had it all done and we still were not being able to get on this load board. And I had to get on there and chat with one of the guys there and say, we still can't get the loads. And he said, hold on, I see you're approved. Let me turn you back on. And we were turned on within like 5 seconds.
Hey, we got an answer on the $0 loads. They have yet to be verified by the broker.
Oh, okay.
So what if they get verified by the broker and you book it, but you didn't call an hour out and it's gone? Okay, that's not funny. But
well,
what
I mean,
is going on?
Why wouldn't you still have to call to find out what it really
Can you
pays?
imagine if a dealer or a shipper or a consigner is watching this thinking, what are you guys talking about?
Well,
How come a carrier can't just book a load and then like go get it and bring it to me? What's with all the rigmarole? Or rue, whatever.
It doesn't make any sense.
It's really weird. Okay.
It is.
I thought we were just going to do a list of load boards, but this is getting weird. Can you get signed up with Ship.Cars Montway now, or is there a waiting period?
No, you can do it immediately. The only difference with Montway that I've had be different is they have VIP loads that we've talked about before. You cannot usually do VIP loads.
So do they
until you've
still
done
are they
regular
still
loads.
doing the VIP?
I haven't done one in a long time, but yes, I'm fairly certain, yes, they're still doing the VIP loads.
Okay, what's a VIP load? You take it.
VIP load is obviously what it sounds like. Very important person. They do not let you haul unless you've done a few loads, regular loads with them to make sure they liked what you did and did what you're supposed to do. Anyways, in VIP loads, they never give you the phone numbers for pickup or delivery. And they want to talk to the customer, so you have to talk to a Montway rep like 2 hours out, and you have to give them a pretty accurate time of what time you're picking up and what time you're delivering. So that's usually how a VIP load works.
So, and here's what happens. I understand the concept, but the way it works in practice is laborious.
Yes.
I get it. VIP, they're so important and they're paying so much, allegedly, that we're going to do extra work to make sure they feel real good about the experience, right? Mint on the pillow and red carpet and housewives and all that jazz. I get it. It's great marketing. But and so there are going to be some people that haul cars that you don't want talking to this VIP, right?
Right.
I get it.
Right.
But here I am trying to pick up a VIP load. My carrier speaks well. I think I speak well.
Yeah.
We're ready to go. We're on time. And the person I'm communicating with seems like more of a pain than anybody else involved in the transaction.
Yes.
And I'm trying to tell them what we're trying to do. We're just trying to communicate, let them know. And it's not going easy. Why is it so difficult? And my driver's like, can I just call him and tell him? He's like, I'm there.
Right.
Can I just call? Well, no, we got to go through the VIP and all this stuff. And I realized nobody wants to hear this and the 18th floor and people running around and it's making a big deal. But this thing's weird. It's not great.
No.
I don't know why.
Well, and the thing about it too is a lot of times these are residents. So we want to discuss with them whether we can get into a certain area.
That's it. It's the resident, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Every time.
Yes.
It's few and far between that a VIP is not a residence, either at pickup or at delivery. One of the two. It's usually both.
and so here's one for you. Maybe this one makes sense. As we move into an AI future, are you going to add additional people that need to be on the phone?
Yeah.
No. That makes no sense. That's what's happened. You're adding more people that need to be on the phone for what?
Yeah.
Why? Why do you need to add more people on the phone? And what happens is then the carrier who's sitting at the gate and 30 minutes has gone by and he's thinking, am I sitting here and I can't call them because they're making so much money off me? That's what they start wondering.
Well, yeah, you would, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I would.
Yeah.
And they call me and they're like, wait a minute, what are we getting paid? And now I have to have a discussion about what we're getting paid on this load while we're waiting and they're sitting at the gate and we're losing time. I've been through too many, and I've said to the person I'm talking to, you know, this VIP. Do you think this VIP load is going well, or does
Yeah.
it seem like we're wasting time?
Yeah.
Anyways, which click. Okay. No, that was a joke. I added the click. Okay, we have RunBuggy at number 7.
All right. Let me
Please
see.
share your screen when you're ready.
Oh,
Big fellas here. Still Ramon, Mike. Thanks, everybody. Charles. And Charles, I owe you a... I'm sorry, Charles. Charles sent me a message. I haven't replied. I've got a few emails that I haven't replied to yet. I apologize. Charles, the answer is, it's hard to actually figure out. It is very hard to figure out. Obviously, that's kind of the next level. But so I'll get back to you at some point. I'm sorry about that. RunBuggy. So, do we see a total loads? Wow, I haven't seen the RunBuggy load board in a while.
it is at 516.
Okay, that's why it's number 7, right? Because it doesn't have.
It doesn't. Yeah.
I mean,
I'm not
we
sure.
went
Remember,
from.
I don't know
Yeah.
if you remember when we were on the show and we were talking about it a while back. Someone had said there was something like 12,000 loads or
Yeah.
9,000 loads, and I was just like, I couldn't figure out where they were seeing it. If I was totally missing something, someone needs to show me where. Because I would love for it to be that many loads. I'm pretty sure everybody would.
Well, Yeah. Oh, hey. Good question, Silvermint. Besides ACV, who else has a self-dispatching load board? Now, it used to be Ready Auto and CarsArrive, but Ready Auto's now part of Central Dispatch, and CarsArrive doesn't seem to have a lot of new loads.
No, they don't.
BGA says, oh, it's hard to register. So I have 30 days written down to get signed up here. Is that right?
For CarsArrive?
For RB. For
RunBuggy? Yeah, it's 30 days.
30 days. Okay.
Yeah, he got my one guy. Well, he's working on it anyway. We're almost signed up.
So, I mean, that is interesting. We went from several tens of thousands of loads down to under 10,000, down to few thousand, down to now we're in the hundreds. And we're not even at load board number 10. And this is where it really gets thin.
Yeah.
Oh, we want Million Abraham wants to know about factoring. I do have a video about factoring. I'll try to find the link for that. We're going to try and stick on load boards because we're already at 1 o'clock and we need to keep going through this thing. Okay, so
and I mean, send me an email and I can tell you the one I work with. It's the only one I would work with, actually. So I only use JD Factors.
Now, CarsArrive we have at number 13, but this is a self-dispatch.
Right. So let me see.
Yeah, how many loads? I don't.
There's not that many, to be honest with you.
Something happened to CarsArrive. Well, I think it's because Car Global sold. Well, but those are Odessa loads.
That can't be all the loads.
I don't know. When Car Global sold its auctions to Carvana, it changed the whole business model. I mean, kind of.
I mean, if that's all the loads are, that's kind of crazy, isn't it?
How many does it say? Like, what, a few
Well, if
hundred?
you just count these right here, there's not that many.
By the way,
60, 70 loads?
Did you know that Car Global, which owns CarsArrive, has rebranded as Open Lane, which is one of their properties anyways?
Well, yeah, because if you get, it was always CarsArrive Open Lane releases that we always got.
That's right. So Open Lane, I don't know. I think there's something we don't know. I think that they're going to rebrand this load board as Open Lane. That's what I would.
That would make sense.
That's what I would do. But that doesn't matter either.
Oh wait, here we go. All right. let's see, how many we got? 29 units? It says showing one of 29 units. No, that's what I delivered. Okay, that's not it either. I don't know how you get to all of whatever loads they have, because I feel certain that this cannot be all they have. Lena, are you on? Tell me if you can figure that out. Jay, I'm going to have her look at that because I'm not really sure.
And I'm looking for... So we did a show with JD Factors.
Yeah, we did it with Howard, yeah.
There we go. I found the link to the show. I'm going to share the link to this show. Learn more about factoring and the link. There you go. It's in the live chat. So you can put that in your save for later. Or you can watch it now. That'd be nice. Oh, yeah. Put the link. Yep. There it is. And anybody, if you know, some folks in here have additional information. And, yeah, that's what the community is all about. So great question. Thanks so much. And I just, for one of the reasons I talk about CarsArrive like this is that when I was dispatching, back in the days of yore, I loved using CarsArrive. I made a lot of money off CarsArrive because we could self-dispatch day or night, and there was some good paying loads.
Yeah. They used to pay really, really well.
I don't know what happened to this site. But again, I think, whatever, you know, doesn't matter. And Ready Auto was another one. Man, Ready Auto kept us loaded. I was so thankful for Ready Auto.
Yeah.
But now it's part of Central Dispatch, and it's just not the same thing, right?
No, it's totally different on how you get the loads and everything else. And yeah, I agree. They were the only two out there that you could self-dispatch for way back. I mean, that was it.
So I will say this. I'm hoping the new Central Dispatch
can do that.
Will do more because they're moving into the mobile app. I think they're going to move into more of self-dispatch as well. So that's my hope. But that is why Ready Auto is not on our top 20 list, which it's been a few minutes since I shared it. I just took the screen, sharing it again. Let's see here. No. What am I doing? Central, Super, Metro, ACV. Get your phone out and screenshot this. Ship.Cars, RunBuggy. AutoSled is next. AutoSled, 120 days wait. We're going to get to AutoHaul Exchange, CarShipIO, Dispatch Center, RPM, CarsArrive, Carpool, CarriedAway. Still moving. All right. So AutoSled, please. Show me. This is where I got the idea of the Family Feud game board. Show me AutoSled.
Okay. 125.
And do me a favor and share because I took it again.
Oh, whoops. I'm forgetting you did that.
Number 8. AutoSled.
There we go.
How many?
It's only 125.
Okay. Well, I think that they're also making updates. They've been making updates to their mobile app. They've been pretty aggressive with talking to dealers and sharing that info. And here's hey, sidebar. Context. This market, the auto transport tech marketplace has gotten way more competitive than it used to be.
Yes.
Oh,
everybody has an app for everything anymore.
If you have 1,000 loads, you're doing pretty good now. So.
Okay, which one are we looking at next?
Hey, how long does it take to get signed up with AutoSled? 120 days?
I think it's 120 days. Is that on our? I think I put it on our
you
list.
put that on there. So, 120 days, and not a ton of loads. So I don't know. Do you? I'm just gonna ask you since we're on the phone here. Do you go to Auto? Do you check AutoSled?
No.
Right. Do you check RunBuggy?
No.
Right. Do you check Ship.Cars?
I will check that probably more frequently just because they have more loads on
See,
there.
and that's why they're number 6. Do you check Holly?
Only if I'm in a certain area that I know they usually have loads. If that makes sense.
Do you check ACV?
Yes.
Do you check Metro?
Yes and no.
Yes and no,
sometimes.
exactly. But
No,
yes, yes.
sometimes.
But more often than, and that's why, again, Central Super, Metro ACV, Holly Ship.Cars. That's 1 through 6. And as we progressed, it was still a yes, but it gets to a maybe. Number 7, no. Number 8, no. Number 9, this is the one I wanted to ask you. Auto Hauler Exchange. Are you checking Auto Hauler Exchange?
No, I don't. Let's see. I don't think they have a whole lot on there. And they usually list on Central.
And
too.
I don't know if I've seen their load board in a while. So see if you can you bring it
Let
up?
me see. Yeah, let me see if I can get in.
All right, cool. Let's see. Okay, Elena checks AutoSled. Thank you, Elena.
So there's only, here we go.
Right.
Let's
And
see.
AutoSled, see, ACV says the same thing, that the good loads go fast.
Yes.
Which is why you
wanna
want to
check
be
their load
more
board.
than just checking the available list.
Yes, because-
you want to have a relationship.
And it's the same thing with backlot cars as well. They put them on Super Dispatch before they hit the load board. So you need to be looking
Wait a
Super
minute.
Dispatch
Does
for them.
backlot cars have a load board?
No, they use Super Dispatch.
Oh, man. They don't even have an internal list?
Well, yeah, CarsArrive if you want to go by that, but no.
Oh, cars
No.
arrive.
I mean, backlot cars are totally separate than CarsArrive.
Do they send emails?
No.
No.
Mm-mm.
So they just have loads from backlot cars they post on Super Dispatch.
Yes.
Okay. Dang it. I thought I had one. Okay. And that goes for everybody in the live chat. I really want to know of a company that has a load board or an available list that I didn't mention.
Yeah, because we need 2 more.
We need one more because we got uShip.
Oh, okay.
We need one more. Elena says, I never check out a hauler exchange, not enough loads. Well, that's honest feedback. Okay. I like the way the load board looks. This looks good. Am I wrong?
No. Do we have more? Do we need...
Maybe they just... Oh, look, and there's a newer version available. Oh, and you need to check your voicemail. Oh, that's a joke. Hey, Sue, did you message me about CarsArrive? Okay. So, CarsArrive has 677 loads available right now. Is that right?
Okay. I asked her to look it up because I knew she could figure it out.
Thanks,
for us.
Elena. Thank you very much.
My
Right,
phone's
backlot
dead,
cars
so
is
if
own
you're
open lane.
sending
Thank you,
messages,
Will.
I can't.
I agree with you. Open Lane owns backlot cars. So here's the question, Will. Where's that? If Open Lane owns backlot cars, why do they post their loads on Super Dispatch and not CarsArrive? Or do they?
No, they don't go on CarsArrive at all.
So why do they?
I think they still consider themselves a separate company. In
Okay.
fact, when it's on Super Dispatch now, it doesn't even say backlot cars. Let me see what it says. It says something else on it.
Does that mean that somebody likes the super technology better than... All right, I'll stop.
Maybe, yeah.
Maybe. I mean, and would that be a stretch of the imagination?
No.
No, it would not, by golly.
No.
Okay. There, I said it. So if
And
you're on the
everybody-
18th floor and you feel chapped, you're not alone.
And everybody's having a problem with this ACERTUS stuff being on Super, by the way. Because it's RCG and it's Guardian because they both got bought out.
Okay, so Guardian is now listed as ACERTUS, and I think we saw a
Yes.
memo.
Yes, and
Right.
also, and then you got RCG that's listing them under ACERTUS as well. And how you tell which one's which,
By
the
the
224 number is Guardian, the 916 number is your California, that's RCG. Now, that's the problem though. Nobody understands. If you haven't been doing this, like we've been doing this, you wouldn't know all this stuff on here. So it's kind of confusing how this
But
works now.
do you have to know how to decipher load IDs? I mean, do you
Kind
need
of.
to know? Oh, you
Yeah.
do?
Well, and I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
RCG stuff is usually Copart or IAA,
Okay.
or repo.
Okay, yeah, I definitely want to know that.
Yeah, and that by looking at that number, you usually can tell that's what they're going to be, so you have an idea. And then your Guardian 224 number is usually always the big vans and stuff like that. That's usually what you're going to see is big stuff with them.
Where do they
Um,
pick up? Dealers and auctions or
yeah, dealers and auctions, and they're usually all over the
businesses?
place. Yeah, there was like 6 out of Kansas City going to St. Louis a couple days ago, 350 a piece. They were 3,500 vans, high
Okay,
tops.
so I would want to know that too.
Yeah, yeah. So it's stuff you need
But
to
it
know.
but it doesn't
And
it tell you that the vehicle and in-op and all that stuff? Or
sometimes,
sometimes. Okay.
sometimes, what I also the thing about it is when you go to Super Dispatch and you see ACERTUS, you're thinking that's the Metro ACERTUS, that you're getting a load from, and
Correct.
it's really not. And that's
Ah.
why you kind of need to know, how do I get that load? Most people will see ACERTUS and they're going to go get on the Metro load board and think they're grabbing that load there. You're not. You're calling that number.
Does it say ACERTUS RCG, ACERTUS Guardian, ACERTUS
No,
Metro? No.
no. It just
Yeah.
gives you a phone number to the side and says
Okay.
call this number, and that's how you need to
I
figure it
mean,
out to decipher it.
from a company perspective, I suppose I wouldn't want to have multiple brands, but I think from a carrier perspective, it'd be helpful to have an insight into. Yeah,
I
I
would
could see
think,
it
I don't
either
know
way, I guess.
why it's so separated like that. I don't know why it wouldn't all be on
Well,
just the Metro board.
merging all that stuff
Maybe
takes time.
maybe that's why. And they just want to make sure their loads keep still getting
Yeah, I
moved.
mean, you can't change all the horses in midstream at the same time, or they float down the river.
Here we go.
It's a parable. I've
Now,
heard that. Yeah,
this is what it says for backlots. It says Open Lane DBA Backlots Inc.
I see that.
Yeah,
Okay,
and that's what it says on there.
all right, interesting. Well, it'll be fascinating to see what happens with CarsArrive network load board technology available list stuff. It's gonna either get better or it's gonna go away because it can't stay the same. It's just
Right.
seems it's in limbo. Allegedly. Okay. That was really interesting. So what we did then is we were talking about Auto Hauler Exchange. We started then talking about that. Let's go to number 10, CarShipIO. Can we
Well,
log in?
I don't think so, because the only time you can log in usually is when you have a load. Let me see, because I don't have an actual account.
And the CarShipIO, has been around a while. And so I
Right.
think, if you're a carrier and if you're a carrier and you're in CarShipIO, you know how to
Hey.
navigate. Okay, here we go.
We're
We're
in.
loading CarShipIO.
All. Let's go to all.
Yeah, great. CarShipIO has a marketplace,
Let's see.
which I don't know if. Well, I think it would be a load board marketplace because it's
This
going
is
to
a
be
load board.
posted by different companies.
Yeah.
Cool. Do we know how many loads?
I'm looking. 9 loads with 16 vehicles. Is that it? That
This
can't
is your
be
load,
right.
your
That can't-
personal load board. Maybe it's by area. Maybe there's a search filter happening.
Oh yeah, that's all of them. Let's try new. Nope.
So it's hard to say.
Active?
What if you go up to marketplace? Go to market. Yeah, click on that. Yeah, click on marketplace. Yeah.
Nope.
Oh, you got to get signed up before you
Yeah.
before you can, okay.
So if anybody out there, oh wait, hold on.
Oh, here we go.
There it went anyways.
Hey, all right.
Thank you, CarShipIO.
Yeah, cool. All right, cool. Oh, look at that.
It is.
Oh,
Holy
shoot,
crap.
yeah.
Let's see how many we got.
You got 36 plus pages?
Yeah, I'm
was
gonna
that
change it
10
to
loads?
100.
Okay, 100 loads per page.
Let's
So
see
you
what we got.
should be at, I don't know. Oh,
Really?
good.
Still 9 pages?
All right, so we're about 1,000 loads.
Yeah. Yeah.
What did we say Auto Hauler Exchange was? Did we say that?
Yes, it was like 50, no, maybe not even 52, 25?
Loads?
Yeah.
All right, so I'm just going to say under 100.
Let's see. I don't think I have.
CarShipIO, about 1,000. That's good. Okay, so
Yeah.
wait. Well, hey.
So, and you can look, these are the people listing the loads on there. Auction Direct, I know, I already did that because that's how, but Auction Direct is also now owned by Montway.
Right.
So, so
Okay.
just so you know, if you're not approved by Montway, you're not going to haul for Auction Direct either.
Now that is fascinating.
Everything goes through them.
Wow.
So let's see who else is on here. We've got.
Okay. Elena says, I never use CarShipIO unless a load was dispatched to me through them.
Yeah, which is like Auction Direct.
Is
It looks
the-
like there's Auction Direct, Patriot.
Well, there's a lot of
is on
loads here, Elena. So,
I will say most of these you're going to find on Central. I don't
and
know.
this gets us back into why many people just rely on Central, because many load boards filter back into Central.
Right.
Now,
Like-
I don't know if these loads filter in there, but I know that many do.
I can, well, I mean, I could go look up the
You can
car
check
and
it.
see right now.
Well, we'll do that another time.
Okay.
I appreciate that. I mean, that's awesome. There's so much to this. And that's where, like, if you're brand new, you're an hour in, you're like, I had no
God.
idea. There's
so much.
There's so much to this. That's why I
Right.
never understand, like, those get-rich-quick videos that are 5 minutes long.
Yeah.
I guess they're 5 minutes long so that you don't know much. And that way you
It's a
think
teaser.
you still think you'll get rich.
That's why. You're
Yeah,
right. They
that
don't give you the real details.
Right, that
They're
makes
just showing you the
sense,
money.
right? It doesn't take long to say, show me the money.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay. CarShipIO was number 10. Number 11. By the way, how long does it take to get signed up with CarShipIO?
I've never been signed up.
So
with
we don't
them.
know. And, Auto Haul Exchange, how long does it take to get signed up? Do we know?
I don't. Well, see, I don't know if there's a rule. I did not ask them about that because
Okay.
Danny had already been in business for almost 5 years, so it didn't really matter for him.
All right, we want to know that. And CarShipIO, how long does it take to get signed up? Do we know?
I don't because none of my guys are signed up with them.
Okay.
You have to pay, so we don't pay for the account.
All right. Okay, number 11, Dispatch Center. Me and Mark talked about this a little. It is true. It is a subscription-based. However, full disclosure, well, let me ask you this. Can you see Super Dispatch's load board if you don't pay for an account?
Yes.
Okay. Can you use Super Dispatch for free if you're a driver and you have a dispatcher in the office?
Yeah, because you don't have to do what we do. You could do it all from your app if you wanted to.
But the dispatcher would have to log into the driver's app.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The dispatcher, if the dispatcher uses a TMS and the driver uses the mobile app and they're using it together, is it free?
No.
Okay,
No,
there
it's
we go.
$55.
Okay,
Yeah.
and that's what we're talking about. Because, yeah, if the dispatcher do you log into your driver's mobile app when you're doing, there we go.
No.
Okay. I'm only saying that to level the playing field. Dispatch Center also is a subscription-based service because you're getting many features. Can we go to Dispatch Center? And I'm going to guess, my guess
I'm
is
not
nobody checks
signed.
Dispatch Center. Please
No,
let
and
me
I'm
know.
not signed up with them because I
And you're
don't
not.
have a subscription.
Right. And you're not signed up.
Yeah.
Mark also has a lot of other great technology. Yes, I'm saying some things on Mark's behalf because his company is a little bit different. He's not a mega broker with an available list. He's a technology guy. He has his auto quoter. He has the CRM, the TMS, the mobile app, the load board, and it's just a different type of company. But he does have, oh look, he's got 2,500 loads. That's
Yeah,
pretty
but
interesting.
I'm able to get in here for one of my drivers. I'm not
Cool.
sure why, but
So
let's-
Dispatch Center has 2,500 loads. That's actually, I didn't know it was that high. That's pretty cool.
Are you seeing that on my screen and I'm not seeing it? Or
Yeah, if you go lower left, new loads.
Oh, I gotcha. Okay,
yeah.
cool.
I also like the way his tech looks. I think it gets a little.
And
boxy on
he
the
has
right
the
side,
same
but-
thing, like where you push the button to request the load too.
Which self-dispatch, my gosh, we could do a whole show about self-dispatching load boards. Oh my gosh. We're going to
Here's
do
the
that.
thing. Not all self-dispatching is the same, though. Even on Super Dispatch, if it's not set up as an instant book, you can't instant book. You have to wait for them to approve it, and some of those people will never answer you.
So,
I-
hey,
I-
Sue, but hey,
yeah.
Sue,
Yeah,
that
yeah.
means it'll be a long show.
What's new, Jay?
Right? Oh my God. Oh, Sue.
We always get to talk about something.
Oh my God. Totally. Hey, how do we don't know how long it takes to get signed up with Dispatch Center.
I would say it's kind of the same process. You get your stuff in there, get it all to them, and it's probably 24, 48 hours, I would imagine.
Exactly. Right.
Yeah.
And that's kind of the assumption. Okay.
Yeah.
RPM number 12, RPM.
I can't access
We don't
the
know how to
board
look at
it. And here's the funny part. You want to hear? This is great.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm now back on RPM. Okay.
You're back on.
Finally
it.
found out. I've sent email after email. Okay, asking, am I back on? Am I done? And da-da-da. Nobody answers me. So I'm getting a text from somebody from RPM for the last 2 days going, hey, you need any loads? I'm like, sure. Got a driver stuck here. What do you got? And he's telling me there's just one car for like, I don't know, $75. It was an in-up. I'm like, no, that doesn't work for me. I said, you do know you're talking to so-and-so, the name of my transporter? And he's like, yeah. And I said, so I guess that means I'm set back up? And he's like, yeah, it shows you're active on here. And I'm like, well, great. Thank you. Nobody would respond to me and let me know. And then I said to him, so when do I get access to the RPM board? Guess what I got back? Crickets. No comment. Zero. Nothing. So
I don't get it, right?
I don't either. We should ask Jen. Jen can get on. Well, no, she can't because it was what's his face, and he went out of business. He moved to Iowa.
So
what's his
okay.
face? Anyway,
Don't
so
you
we
go to
can't access him.
you go to rpmmoves.com/carriers, right?
Yeah, that's what you did. Yeah, and then you signed up. We did all that stuff, and then nothing.
Okay. So that's how you get signed up.
Yeah,
But
and
we
it's
have
90
not
days.
seen the available list of loads.
No.
And I said it that way because it's only their loads, right?
Right.
RPM doesn't list loads by other companies.
Right. No.
So it's an
it
available
will
list of
just
loads.
be their loads only, which would be greatly helpful. One, because of the non-answering of the phones, but two,
Right.
here I had a problem yesterday. I was asking this RPM rep yesterday, and I said to him too, I said, can you be my rep now? Because my rep no longer is employed there and I can't get anybody to answer the phones. And he said, sure. Anyways, and I had also, when talking about this, I was showing him that there were 4 loads listed out of Western Grove, Arkansas, going, I can't remember, to Tulsa. They were paying outrageous, okay? And 2 of them said 450, just 2 regular pickup trucks. It's only going like 230 miles, 450 apiece. Okay, anybody's going to jump on that, right? Then there was 2 other ones listed, the exact same cars, for only $300 a piece and in-ops. So just so y'all know, these were all the same vehicles. They were listed twice, 2 listed as run and drives for way more money, 2 listed as in-ops for way less money. Guess which ones were accurate? Obviously, the in-ops for less money. But I don't, like, I sent him the picture, and I said, I don't understand why this keeps happening, because this isn't the first time. I see this all the time. And he said he would get in touch with whoever puts the loads on the load board. But if we had a load board for them that we could go in and access, and I don't know how their load board works, if it actually is you push a button, get the load, or you still got to call to get the load. I mean, I don't know. To me, it wouldn't make sense unless you could push the button and take the load, though. So, just me.
Yeah, I really like it when I see somebody else confused like I feel most of the time.
Yeah.
I don't-
It's like, we were talking about how I got started in this business, and I'm like, 20 years ago, I was just sitting there and just trying to figure this out. I'm still figuring it out. It never goes away.
This is why, like, shows like Black Mirror I don't really watch Black Mirror. I've seen like one of them.
I've never seen it.
And it's like Twilight Zone. Thank
Oh,
you,
yeah.
Twilight Zone. Oh, thank
Yes.
God for the Twilight Zone.
Yes.
At least we all understand Twilight Zone.
Yes.
And this is Twilight Zone. Like,
Yeah.
how are you a global logistics company and we can't look at your available list of loads?
Right.
Because we think you have one.
Yeah.
And you call people asking if they can move your car.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
How?
And I think they have a
get it.
lot of cars.
Well,
I really
they do. They have to. They have all kinds of contracts.
Yes.
They have a room full of people with equipment, monitors,
Yes, we've
phones.
seen it. Yeah.
So why the
I think-
Twilight Zone? It doesn't
we-
make sense.
You've had them on the show.
I
before.
know.
And they were.
Well, I
stacked
didn't
on
want to
top
pin
of
them
each
down on that. You know, I mean, listen.
Well, but I mean, I remember way
You know?
back, like maybe a year or two, them being on the show, and they were in their offices, and it was a packed place. I mean,
I know.
yes. So I
And-
understand not then, but now everybody has their own load boards when they're that big.
We'll just move on. I don't know. Twilight Zone. Number 14, Carpool Logistics. Can we see it?
Man, I'm still not a member of it yet. Hold on. No, wait, that's not true.
And by
That's
the
a
way,
different
Carpool Logistics, they did get back to me. We're going to know more in Q4. They're
okay.
still building as well.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. Which, speaking of building, CarriedAway is number 15. They're still building as well. And it makes sense. There's a lot to do. That's why anybody with a load board that we can look at, I mean, I want to see it, and I'm impressed by if you have a functioning load board with loads on it that can be booked. Well, I'm impressed right there. That's a lot of work. It's it's not
Right.
the easiest thing to pull off. I get it.
All right, somebody tell me how many loads.
Show
are
me
on
the
this
load
board.
board.
Alina, tell us how many loads are on here. It doesn't. I'm not counting these, just so everybody knows.
Can you? But are you? Okay, do me a favor. Share your screen. You're seeing it.
Oh, yeah, I'm in it,
I know. I keep taking it away.
but I can't tell you how many are on here.
All right. So we're looking at Carpool Logistics.
This
All
is
right.
Carpool, and
All right. Well, it lives.
yes, and I
It
mean, if I
lives.
go through these, I'm
Cool.
gonna guess and say there's a few hundred on here.
I mean,
wouldn't you think?
To me, this is relatively new. I didn't even know that Carpool had a load board until.
I
a month or
think
two
this has
ago.
only happened. I really want to say in the last year.
Okay. Yeah, that makes
Because
sense.
I've always called to get loads before, and I know Janice started getting them off the load board because they do a lot of Florida stuff. Like I want to say 6-8 months ago for her guy down in Florida. So,
What's V2?
huh?
What's V2? Sal says V2 should be in the top 5. V2.
Oh,
What's
yeah.
V2?
Who's V2?
I don't know. Okay. So Carpool Logistics is number 14, and we don't know how many loads. Do we know anything about getting signed up?
Well, I don't think there's a time. You can get signed up. We've done it for my one guy a couple times now, and it's still not showing signed up. So you do have to keep calling over and over.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Hold the phone. RoadRunner. V2 is RoadRunner?
Well, it's not a load board. You request loads there.
Okay, wait a second.
We talked about this.
Well,
They're
first of
not-
all, did I...
I'll get on here for you guys.
Okay,
But,
yeah, please. I just took your screen away, so please share it. Okay,
We're
I
gonna
didn't...
get into
Did I
RoadRunner.
know... Is it
Yeah.
your testimony that I knew about V2?
Yes, we've talked about it. I don't call it V2 because it's not. I don't take it as a load board. It's where you request a load.
Okay, is it
from
a...
RoadRunner.
Is
That's
there
it.
is it a website? Is there a URL?
No, it's. Hold on, I'm gonna get to it. Let me get.
You have to call like Magic V. It's a floating dude in a room, and you call V2. Hello, V2. I'd like to get a load.
RoadRunner.
Okay. They have more loads than most of the load boards. What?
No.
Can someone share the URL? How do you get a hold of V2?
Well, you can.
Show me V2.
All right, I'm getting to it. Hold on.
I was shouting into the sky because I think V2 lives in the ether. I don't know. How do you get to V2? Who knows about V2? What is going on?
I've only ever gone
It
there
has
to
loads
request a
posted.
load.
That makes sense. Where do
And
you
go to it right here? You call or request online. This
show?
is
Do me a
what it
favor.
is.
Share your screen. I'm dying to see what you're looking at.
Yeah, it's this.
Because logistics
This is
is all
not.
about being able to do something.
And can you see my screen?
No, not yet. Try it again.
Really? Okay.
Okay,
Now
there
can
we
you
go.
see?
All right.
Okay.
So,
And here's the thing: if you know anything about RoadRunner, you're gonna know most of their loads aren't any good.
what is that link?
That's where you request the load.
V2
Oh, guess what? That didn't work.
ampersand.
That's where you usually go.
It has a
Oh,
lot of
okay.
loads. How do people know about V2? I have not seen V2 pass
okay, well,
along.
obviously
V2
their,
pass it along.
online
Hey,
thing
check out
isn't
V2
working.
pass it along. Don't tell Elena.
I'm gonna try to do this again.
This is,
Not working today, folks.
this is Twilight Zone. What is going on? You can click and request? I never go there. I call them.
I will
Oh.
request it the same way, but
Where
they
do you-
never respond to you.
Okay, V2logistics.com. That's a website? Now
Uh,
we're getting somewhere. V2logistics.com. Whoa! Go to V2logistics.com, will you? I'm not familiar with this. If I've ever seen it, it's one time. This is great, man.
See,
This is
usually
our
what you
20th
do
load
is
board.
you just click on their link for their
I'm
load.
so
and
happy we
request it.
got there. V2.
Got there.
Listen,
Elena,
okay, did you pull up? Go, do me a favor. Go back to the
I-
website.
I did.
Okay,
I can't
if
do it. I
if
don't
this
have a username
URL
or
exists,
password.
which it apparently does, this counts. This is a load board.
Maybe.
Well, what else
Because,
does it do? Does
Like
it-
I'm telling you right now, I've never gone to a load board to request the load from RoadRunner. It is literally a link where you click on it, like the one you do for. There's another company that uses something similar to it. It starts with an F, and I can't remember their name.
all right,
But anyways,
but you don't get loads at V2.
I've never gotten a load of V2. I
What
go
do you
to
do? Well,
RoadRunner.
what do you do there?
Do you click on that link that will not work today?
Okay, but
Try
that
to
link
click on it
leads you
3
to
times.
a load. Doesn't that link lead you to a load?
It's supposed to, yes.
Okay,
That's where you
that's a load
request the
board.
load. And nothing's working now, so I
Okay,
give
all
up.
right. Well, it's the internet.
Yes.
Must be. I'm going to blame it on storms.
It's not a
All right. Well, V2 Logistics gives us 20. All right. So, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to.
Okay, before you count it as 20, I'm doing research because I'm telling you right now,
Okay.
it's not.
Well, and I'm fine with that. I mean, that's like saying uShip, has an all-you-can-eat buffet. I don't know. My point is that uShip and V2 Logistics both count as load boards as of now. And unless I mean, these guys in the live
I wanna
chat are
find out how
going
you get
crazy
signed
talking
up
about. They
then.
get all kinds of loads there. I mean, something's going on, and that's actually what I wanted to know. I wanted to know where else do carriers get loaded that we're not aware of that haven't been on my list? Because that's the whole point of this list: is where can carriers go to try to get loaded, right?
Okay,
And
so
apparently
and
V2
just
Logistics
I went
is
to
such a
V2
place.
Logistics
Okay.
and I'm on here and you saw that too. You have to have a username or password. You can't just get on there.
Okay, but you have to have a username and password for many of the places.
Right, but there's no way to even request it.
Well,
It's just a page.
okay, but when you get access to the page, you can allegedly book loads.
I guess, but I
Okay.
did. I mean, like I said,
Alright,
I've
well, we
always
gotta get
requested with the
access.
link.
Well,
Yeah.
apparently Elena and BGA have the password. So we need them to
Are
go.
they? So, Alina, is it all RoadRunner? Because she feels the same way about RoadRunner that I do. They're not usually
you
any
mean
good.
super happy?
No. Don't get me wrong. If you give one that's a good load, they pay well. But it's usually the load doesn't work out or the load isn't ready, and they tell you they're going to call you back if the load's available. And
Yeah,
then
but that's auto transport.
that's the one thing that
Forget
irritates
about
the crap out of me.
Well, and it's never going to change. Nobody
No.
cares.
It's never going to change.
It's
You're
never
right.
going to change. It isn't.
Never.
I'm baffled that you have to call a location an hour before you get there. That is so
Yeah.
jacked up. I mean, let's talk about that for a second. The average carrier, how many hours does an average carrier spend on the road before they get to a location? 4 or 5 hours?
I
Whatever.
mean,
I don't know.
yeah.
3,
I mean,
6.
it just all depends.
Okay.
I mean,
Let's say it's 5. So a carrier's driven 4 hours and they're 1 hour away and they need to call to make sure that load is there.
yeah.
And if it's not, no big deal.
Yeah. No,
Tell that
it's-
to the guy that just drove 4 hours.
Exactly.
And it wasn't just the 4 hours of driving. It was the dispatch nonsense that went on yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
And all the fuel and all the maintenance and everything and other lost loads.
Yeah.
I mean, are you kidding?
Nope, I get it.
It's freaking nuts, man. If you use V2, they pay within 2 to 5 days. Cool. Yes, because you're calling them use their load board, you get paid in 5 days. Yeah, it's a load. Okay, cool. I love it. I love it. V2logistics.com gets us to 20. That is awesome. Really
Just so everybody knows,
Yeah.
RoadRunner was the one we had to help people get paid from because they weren't paying anybody either.
Well, see, and these are additional comments and they apply as well.
Yes.
But we do have 20 load boards, and that was with the help of the community. If there's a 21, a 22, I want to know about it. You know, I don't. If you're just getting emails, do me a favor, knock on the door. Say, hey, do you have an available list of URL? And that's another thing. You can help us out. If there's a company where you're getting loads or you think should be showcased and we're not talking about it, like here, Circle Logistics.
Yeah, they don't have one.
What do we
I wish
know about
Wholesale had
Circle
one.
Logistics? They have an email.
They have an email.
Do
I
they have
mean,
loads
call-
nationwide?
Yes.
All right. They
They
have a
usually
dispatch
deal
department.
in bigger trucks and like the big vans and stuff.
Okay, but
like
a lot of guys like hauling those, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, because
And
they're
they have-
usually two,
so-
3 packs. Yeah.
Okay, so they don't have a load board.
No.
They send out emails.
They send out emails, and each, like, I don't know if you want to call them divisions, have their own emails of loads. So, like, there's a lady down in Laredo. If you want the Laredo loads, you got to get hooked up with her through Circle. And she'll send you the load list every day. Maria is usually my Kansas City lady. So
Right.
it's kind of like you kind of have to know some of this stuff to get to where you need to go.
Are they looking for new carriers?
I'm sure they don't have a rule about that.
So here's what I wanted to say.
Design.
So anybody you talk to, this goes for camera 1. Anybody you talk to, whether you're Sue or Elena or BGA or Sal, whoever you are, if you talk to a company, we're not trying to make a show. We're trying to help learn more about your company and how to connect you with more carriers.
Yep.
Okay? And I would think that's fine. If you're not interested, that's fine. I get it. Well, actually, I don't get it. But you don't have to make a show. You can make a phone call. You can have a meeting. But we really want to know more about these companies because when you go to Central Dispatch, this is how this all got started. When you go to Central Dispatch and you look at all these companies and you start talking to them, you start asking yourself, who are all these companies?
Right.
And how is there a way to get loads before they get posted on the load board and everybody else is calling?
Right.
Right? That's one of the questions. Like Wholesale Express. They don't have an available list?
No.
Does that surprise you?
Yes.
I don't
They
get
have
it.
a lot of cars.
They've had a lot of cars for years.
Yes.
I don't
They
get it.
would be what I consider one of the bigger companies out there and the longer lasting companies out there.
Do they send out emails?
Nope. Only if they're.
Do they make phone calls?
Yeah, they'll do phone calls and they'll send an email on it like a tough one. Like if they got one they cannot get moved.
All right, so here's my
That kind of
question
thing.
then. If they make phone calls, What is it that they're looking at that lets them know, pencil in the ear, that they need to make a phone call?
I'm pretty sure they're looking at
Is it a
past
sticky
loads.
note that got passed?
Yeah, who knows? But
It's a computer screen,
Yeah.
right? Okay,
Right, I'm
if it's
sure.
on a computer screen,
they go in.
How can it-
They're going in, is what I would assume, and looking at past loads that people had done that was similar to that load that they can't get moved. Usually, that's how I would tell you they're figuring that out.
I don't know. Some of the random calls I know I've gotten,
Oh,
I had
well.
no driver anywhere near there. So I don't know where they got their info other than just dialing for dollars.
Well, no, I don't mean that they know the driver's there. I'm saying they're looking at past loads we may have done in the past and seeing if we might be in that area.
Oh
again.
my gosh. Breaking news. What?
What?
Phillips says wholesale was bought by Montway.
What?
I did not know. I don't know. I don't
Oh,
know that
please
to be
don't
true.
say that. No. I love wholesale.
That's okay. No, the wholesale's not bought. Yeah, okay. I don't think that's true. I get a lot of news, and I don't think that that's true. Okay, so we're gonna go with no. That's not true. But
Yeah, see, Alina agrees with me. We all wish wholesale had a load.
But
board.
I
We really do.
appreciate the heads up in that, I'll look for that now. I'll definitely look for that now, but I don't think it's true. Okay, we need to finish this up. Number 16, 123 load board. Is there any way to look at it?
Oh.
Do you have access to 123 load board?
I-
As we get into the bottom 5 here, it gets really dicey. Let's bring that back up. And again, this is just a worksheet working list because this isn't official yet. I mean, it's pretty close.
Yeah,
It's
I
the-
mean,
This
you
is
have to pay to be on 123 load board.
yeah, but there are other paid load boards. That's not a restriction.
Yeah, I mean, I just can't access it.
Yeah. Well, 123 load board does have
And this
cars.
It does because it's
They do
saying
have
freight on
cars.
here.
I
It's-
know,
yeah,
but they
it's-
do have cars. We just don't. I don't know any. Does anybody use right? Elena said, "What's 123 load board?" Breaking news. This just in: 123 load board has cars you can book.
But is it worth it?
I don't know anybody that uses it.
Randomness of it.
I think what I think has happened is some freight haulers that also haul cars along with air conditioners and
right.
are hauling using 123 load board because they can get freight and cars on 123 load board. The problem is here in the auto transport community, a lot of people don't know about it, and I'm still trying to get 123 load board to do a show to talk more about it. And again, not to do a show, but to promote the company, the service, the load board, how to get signed up. Because if you've ever picked up a phone, not ever, but if you're currently picking up phones to find carriers to move loads, you should talk to people.
Yeah.
Okay. So 123 load board, we can't see it. We don't know how many loads, and we don't know how long to get signed up. And did I put that into... I don't even think I put that in the live chat. Let's see here. Number 15. Oh, did I skip CarriedAway? I think I got carried away and I skipped it.
Ah,
Okay.
let's
go look at CarriedAway, please.
It's not completely set up yet,
okay.
and
So we can't look at it.
you really can't get on it yet.
Yeah.
And the only way you can do it is on your phone. So, and I think the other day they said it was down and they were working on it. They're trying to get it to make it accessible to everybody or something.
And I know also they got back to me. They said they're still working on it too, so I understand that. Okay.
Gotcha.
Let's go to Carvana. This one is confusing.
So you have to be signed up, obviously, and it's ePay Manager or whatever it was.
But it's not domjot.com, it's ePay Manager.
Is it ClearPath? Hold on.
Right. Oh, it's ClearPath. That's right. By the way, check this out. This is really cool, man. Aaron at ClearPath will be sharing new information on ATI starting in August. We're going to learn more about ClearPath. I think we're going to learn more about Carvana. This is gonna be cool. So I'm excited about that. There is Ready
75 loads.
Okay, show me. Do me a favor. Show your screen. I want to see it. There is Ready Logistics, also, but they're owned by Cox. They're on Central, also. I don't know if they. Yeah. So Ready used to have its own self-dispatching load board, but now they're part of Central Dispatch. Yes, they're owned by Cox Automotive, and we'll find out. I think we're going to learn more about that in August.
Okay, there we go. All right.
Oh, cool. We're looking at it. Wow. Carvana.clearpathtms.com. Okay, that's new information. Yo. It's great.
Well, you get that once you get signed up and everything, and then they'll give you your username and password.
I'm totally cool with that. Because, being signed up, it makes sense that you need to be signed up before you can do X.
And I think Carvana is 90 days. Unless they've changed that, but it was 90 days.
So Carvana.clearpathtms.com, and you put 90 days. Awesome, man. Awesome. And this looks better than it used to look. Are you seeing that too, right?
Yeah, I mean, this is way easier than what it used to look like.
Way better. Yeah. And that's why I like ClearPath technology. And I'm excited to see this. This is awesome. This is an advancement. How many loads do we have?
75, but I'm looking at these loads, and a lot of them are not going very far.
Well, Carvana moves. So this is what makes Carvana, and this is why they're number 17. They have their own trucks. They're going to be doing a lot of their own moves. This is the available list of stuff that, for whatever reason, didn't move. So, I mean, it is what it is. But at least it's a place where they are trying to get things moved. And I would also assume that Carvana has built, you've got their in-house employee car haul network, and then you've got third-party lane development, I would assume. So I would love to talk to somebody in operations at Carvana. So hopefully we can do that. All right, cool. That's great. Let's go to number 18, Reindeer. So I don't think you can check Reindeer.
No, I cannot.
There was a time that I could.
Yeah, and I honestly, like I said, they're putting them on Super Dispatch now. So
well, they are, but they do have
doing both.
But they do have their and that's the thing. Again, if you're a broker and you've been in business for years, I would think would have. Listen, if you're able to look at a computer screen and make a phone call to a carrier, then that load is digitally somewhere. Can you aggregate all those digital instances to a location where carriers can access and see those digital instances rather than needing to make a phone call to everybody individually? Is that so crazy?
No.
Sure it is. Okay. 18 was number Reindeer.
Yeah.
uShip. Number 19, uShip.
I can't access that anymore either. But
does anybody have access to uShip? I haven't been there in a long time.
Well, we have to remember when we got hacked and it was bidding on all those cars.
Back to the hacking.
Yeah, so I don't use it. But
does anybody use uShip?
Honestly,
Elena checked Reindeer over 100. Thanks, Elena. Man, Elena is all over it.
Thank you, Elena.
That's really helpful.
uShip too, just so everybody knows, is not just car carriers. I mean, they ship everything, like
table lamps, pinball machines,
for dogs. I mean, everything.
Yeah, but they do ship cars.
Yeah, they do.
Okay, well then
what
it counts.
Is it's a bidding place. It's a place for you to bid. So the average Joe can go on there and put on there that they need their car moved from point A to point B. Then the carriers are supposed to get on there and bid, and your credentials should all be on there and stuff like that. Of course, you have to be signed up with them.
I don't mind that it's a different type of. In fact, it's probably better that it's a different version of a load board, right? Like you just said.
I guess.
I mean, it's a marketplace. It's a different type. It's a different mall, right?
I don't know. I've never had any luck with it. I don't use it.
I don't know who uses it. I honestly don't. Even at least
if you were doing other stuff, I could see like the weird crap. like the pinball machines and the hay bales and the, weird crap. I could see putting that stuff on there.
It would
Stuff that
seem,
the average person that can't do.
well, it would seem to me like, okay, if I buy something on eBay
Right.
and it's a vehicle, a boat, a couch, or a, Caterpillar,
Right.
then maybe eBay sends me to uShip. Like, I don't know why that relationship doesn't exist. Or does it? I don't know.
No, I've
Because
never
that's
bought a
what I
car.
would have done with uShip.
Yeah, that you're right. They would have been perfect for that.
Right?
Absolutely.
Why is uShip a standalone ship anything, see what happens?
Yeah.
That should be their new motto. Ship
Yes.
anything, see what
See what
happens.
happens.
Crazy. All right, we're going to
Like
move on before we get in
5-6
trouble.
years ago, they used to have a uShip TV show, reality show on.
Right.
It was
See,
hilarious.
It was, and it wasn't positive.
No, it was not. It was not positive at all.
Shipping wars. Shipping
Yes.
wars did not make me want to go use
No.
this place. Yeah.
No, it did not make you want to do any of that stuff.
Which is
It
probably
always made
why
me go,
it's
I'm
not
glad we
still
haul
going.
cars.
Exactly. Totally. However,
Yes.
the drivers bidding against each other,
Yes, that was fun.
that seemed
fun.
real. That was real
Yeah.
life. Yeah, that
Yeah.
was, yeah.
Yeah.
Man, shipping wars. That's really funny. Okay. And finally, V2Logistics.com rounds us out at number 20. Now, V2Logistics.com will not stay number 20. It will move up. We just need to know. We need to get. I guess you need to get a driver signed up with them.
Yeah, Elena, send me a username and password if you
Yeah,
don't.
Elena, help us get signed up. In fact, you know what? I don't even use Alexa anymore. I now use Elena. Elena, help us get signed up with V2Logistics.com. Will do, Jay.
I love you, Elena.
Elena is the new logistics Alexa. That is awesome, man. Wow. I actually see some branding on this thing.
She's our easy button. There you go.
Elena, the logistics Alexa. Elena, I would try to find a way to see if you can, see if you can do something with that creatively to brand yourself. That's awesome. Okay, that was top 20 load boards. We did it. We also, for the most part, covered how long it takes to get signed up.
Yep.
Let's keep honing this list. Number 1 is to get signed up with V2 Logistics. Beyond that, I'm not too worried about it. We'll know more about CarriedAway and Carpool in the future. CarsArrive might drop further in the list because
Yeah.
Right?
We're almost, I think we
CarsArrive is
have
headed to the bottom 5.
Yeah.
Yeah. RPM, can we get an answer?
Yeah, that would be fantastic.
That would be awesome. I think we need to learn more about CarShipIO
Yeah.
because that was a lot of loads. We need to get somebody active on CarShipIO. I'd also like to see somebody active on Auto Hauler Exchange. In that, I mean, they've been on the show and this and that, but I also, it's not like I don't call everybody to get all these answers direct, because part of what's happening is this is a marketplace. And, this is what do carriers think and see? What do dispatchers know? That's part of what's happening here. So we're talking as a collective rather than, but I mean, if we need to contact folks direct, we will. But I also think that, I know this too. I know that everybody's scrolling, I'll say this. Here's what I do know. Everybody's scrolling LinkedIn even on a holiday because that thing is full of happy holiday, happy whatever day it is, happy donut day, happy squirrel day, happy nut day, and people are liking like crazy. So I know they're watching. So if everybody's obsessed with what's happening on social media, then we're making a show that is getting out there, and I think many folks have a hard time understanding what exactly to do with it, because it's not all happy. It's just what actually people are talking about. Like that driver making that phone call. Man, think if that driver making that phone call made this show. Holy cats. It'd be way darker.
Yeah.
Okay? All right. Yeah, no, Elena, that was a great platform. I mean, I really did move a lot of cars. I self-dispatched a lot of good paying cars on that platform back in the day. We're almost at 2 hours. I'm really proud that we got to 20. And so let's keep it going. Anybody that's sending emails, anybody that's making phone calls, we want to know more about you, helping you get those loads to carriers. That's what we're trying to do here. So great job, Sue. Great job, gang. Thanks, everybody, for saying hello in the live chat. Certainly appreciate you. You got anybody in the office, Sue?
No, Janice is at the hospital.
She okay?
Remember she fell last week and busted
Yeah.
her knee open?
Yeah.
Well, it's never gone down. It's just as big as it was, and they're afraid she had a blood clot, or maybe she actually has a hairline fracture, so she's getting another MRI done right now.
Oh, crap.
So,
well, we wish her the best.
I will tell her.
Yeah, please do. So, hey, breaking news. RoadRunner has about 2,000 loads posted all the time.
Mm-hmm.
I smell V2 Logistics making it to definitely the top 10, maybe the top 5. V2 might displace Holly.
Well, yeah,
Whoa.
if you go by, yeah.
Whoa. All right, cool. We also have self-dispatching load boards coming in the near future. So please do let us know, what load boards do you use to self-dispatch? And I'm just say, let's do a speed round right now. Super Dispatch.
What do you use for what? Dispatching, is that what you said?
What load boards can you use to self-dispatch today?
Super Dispatch.
MetroLoads,
Yes.
ACV,
Yes.
Holly,
Yes.
Ship.Cars,
Yes.
RunBuggy,
Yes.
AutoSled,
Yep.
Auto Hauler Exchange.
Yep.
Do you see how that number's way bigger
Oh,
than
God,
it used
yeah.
to be? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It used to be like 2,
Yeah.
right? It used to be Rat and CarsArrive.
CarsArrive. Yep.
That was it.
Yep.
Wow, things have changed. Amazing. In fact, most of them you can sell. Can you imagine? That's got to be one of the things going on at Central, is they're like, oh my God, everybody else self-dispatches.
Well, and and you get ready loads through Central now, self-dispatching as well.
Oh, you already can.
Yeah, so that's probably why they're...
So when you click on a ready load on Central, it takes you to the Rat load board kind of thing?
No, not to the Rat load board.
No.
To I'm not accessible to it, so I couldn't tell you exactly.
You can't see it, okay.
But
Yeah, I want to see
Janice
this.
is, but she's not here. Anyways, but yeah, it goes through Central, and you click the load, get the load, and all that stuff. But I will say, I know she has problems when she's got to cancel stuff. It's not as like you could for Rat. You could push the button. I'm not sure if she's able to do that, or if that was just the first couple of weeks when it first came out, because I know she was having problems then.
If there is a Ready Logistics load board or self-dispatching load board available list inside Central, that would be 21, by the way.
Okay. Good
so
point.
we want to find out more about that. All right, we got some homework to do. That was an amazing show. I can't believe we just did that. 2 hours. 20 load boards in 2 hours.
Yeah.
That's nuts. Wow. Good job. Good job, everybody. That was awesome. I'd say pat yourself on the back, but it's always weird when you hear that.
Yeah.
And on that note, all right, what do we say, office?
Goodbye, Sue.
Goodbye, Sue. Goodbye, everybody in the live chat. Thank you so
everybody.
much
Thank
for
you,
joining us
Lena.
today. Great show. Good job, everybody. Take care. Bye.